Okay, we're going to take a cube of butter or margarine. I don't have any margarine, so I have to use my precious butter. And we're going to melt it in a pan. And that's like a half a cup. And to this melted butter margarine mixture, we are going to, first of all, we're going to cut it up so it'll melt faster. We're going to add a half a cup of flour. And we're going to cook that flour for a couple minutes once you get everything melted. If you don't cook your flour when you're making your roux, it doesn't taste very good. You gotta cook out that flour. So here we go, we're gonna do melting this. I got probably, I don't know, 6 cups of chicken, maybe a little more. So I have enough to make 2 pies, pot pies, one I'm gonna freeze. Then I probably have enough for my Susie Crosby salad, which I'll be making on Wednesday. And I've got a quart of, 2 quarts of nice looking broth. Now out in the garage refrigerator, I do have some more broth that I'm going to store up, fix up tomorrow morning, because it's not cold. You have to chill it. I only had so many ice cubes. So we're going to melt this. And we're going to put enough flour in here to kind of make a paste. It should be somewhere around a half a cup. You might need a little more. That looks about right. And we're just going to pour it in there and we're going to cook it. Kind of looks like we're making cream puffs. Now you got to stir this. You can't just let it sit on the stove. And for some reason, when you're making a white sauce or a roux, you're supposed to use a wooden spoon. Mrs. Caviezel told me that in 1958 or 59 when I took home. Okay, I'm going to put in some salt. Probably a half teaspoon right now. A little, probably an eighth of a teaspoon of pepper. See, you can see it stirring. It's kind of, we're cooking out the flour taste now. Into this, we're going to stir probably a cup or quart of this broth here. So about half of this pitcher. Now I see I've got all of the oil off the grease, chicken grease off of it. So we're going to just do a little bit like this. We might have to use a whisk on this because we don't want it to get lumpy. Lumpy is not good in a chicken pot pie. These are really good to freeze too. I'm just using store-bought pie dough because it tastes just as good. And you kind of need a sturdy pie dough to stick it together. Put in a little bit more. Well, that's about. Now, if we have too much of the vegetables in the roux, we can always serve that over baking powder biscuits or give it away to your neighbor or whatever you want to do with it. Okay, now we're going to heat this back up and I'm going to take a drink of juice. I have dry mouth from the cancer that I had a few years back. That's why I sound so funny. But I'm alive, so that's the main thing. God willing and the creek don't rise, you know how that goes. So we're just going to cook this and bring it to a... We're going to kind of cook it. We don't want to cook it too fast. Now, in my bowl here, I have a cup of frozen peas, frozen corn, a cup of carrots, and a cup of celery. And I think I kind of emptied a bag in here, so it looks like a little much, but this will work. We're going to put that in here, and then we're going to put the chicken in, and then we're going to put it in our pie pans. And we're going to bake it 45 minutes, and it's going to be delicious. Ooh, salt and pepper. Oh, and I put a little of that dehydrated onions in there. Probably just a little, couple, 3 tablespoons for a little extra flavor. But if you like onions, you can put onions in it, but I'm not so sure I like that. Okay, this is thickening up nicely. I'm going to let it boil and see how thick it gets. We kind of want it like this thickness. And the vegetables are cold, so water will come, the juices will come out of the vegetables and make it thinner. Okay, here we go. We're getting a little thicker. We're also going to put a couple cups of our chicken in here too. Boy, I hope I did this right. Oh yeah. I think I'll probably have enough for 4 pies, but that's okay. You kind of want it a little thick. You don't want it running all over the place. And I may have too many vegetables in here, but it's okay. This kind of cooking is just kind of do it by hook or by crook. What do you think? Does it look good? Oh, it'd be more excited than that.
Put your chicken in there.
Well, I'm going to put in a cup of chicken. A couple cups. Well, actually, I'm just going to put a couple handfuls in there. I'm going to fill the pork right in here. Put about half of it in. It's about half. This one I will freeze. And I'm going to unwrap my other one. I'll figure out something with that other one. I'll have to do something. So we're going to lay this right out on top. Just like that. And we're just gonna squeeze it around here. My mother could always make these really nice and neat, but I'm not quite as coordinated. She was. But I get the job done. She used to sit and think about it, but I'm not neat and tidy, but I get it done. Get her done, just like Larry the Cable Man. Kind of do this around the edge to kind of keep your pie shell up on the edge of the... And then this will all puff up and be really pretty. And we're going to take our little paintbrush, which I just put in here yesterday. I thought I did, maybe I put it. Ha! I lied. Over here, we're gonna... Now, when I make the other one for the freezer, I'll go ahead and put the egg wash on it. I'm just gonna put a little egg wash. And then we're gonna put a few steam vents. This will be so pretty. Okay, we're gonna kind of stab it a few times. You don't want to stab it all the way like I just did there. Okay, here we're going to go put this in the oven for 40 minutes. 40 to 45 minutes. It should be all bubbling and everything. Okay, 45 minutes have gone by. Here we have a delicious looking chicken pot pie. It tastes very tasty. I'm sure. I forgot to tell you, before you put your filling in your pie crust, you need to test it for salt and pepper, because this is when you have to make your seasoning. I forgot to do that, and I think it needs a little bit of salt, but hey, salt's not good for you anyhow. Now this is going to be, I think this is going to be a little bit runny. Tomorrow, however, it'll be nice and stiff. We're going to always use some juice. Smells good. I'm gonna taste it. It's pretty hot, so. That is tasty. So try this out someday. This is good old grandma cooking. Here from Enum, Washington. See you later. Bye-bye.